Whoa! Whoa, my God.
Oh my God.
You gonna have a spicy donut? Oh! It's an accident. Hang on. Call 911.
Police say the suspect was told that body swabs would be taken after he was arrested. So he used his own urine to rid himself of the evidence. No word on whether it worked or not.
Okay. Yeah. Whoa! We just almost crashed.
Oh, seen that car accident.
What?
Just witnessed a car accident up here.
What happened?
Some truck came out of nowhere and just hit this other truck.
Great.
I got that shit on dash cam.
So I wanted to know what's going on because I tried going online as well and it won't allow me to.
Oh!
Damn.
That guy jumped at that light.
That red one?
Yep, that guy.
The gray car.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Oh, dude.
Wow. You have the left one and then
Sidney Crosby scored the first goal, 17th of the year from Chris Letang. Pass right side for Nolan Patrick. Stick for Nolan. Throws it back down low for Allison, making his NHL debut in front.
She's gone. Go check it. He's okay. He's okay?
Slow down, Jack. See those 2 speed limit signs? Get him, go get him, go get him, go get him. Yes, yes, get that piece of yes, yes. Woo! Light him up. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes, thank you, Georgia State Patrol, for finally being on this goddamn road. Thank you so much, man. Up just to keep him safe, since this dude decided to pull into the median.
That's how I know money's just like they just.
I looked down for 1 second.
They almost.
Oh, the car's on the loose. He's gonna hit the Mercedes. Oh! Oh! Ah! It's traveling! Oh my God, it's traveling!
If you like this video, please like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for new videos.